Okay, can I start now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Oracle. So, this is Dr. Shakti, and I'm going to be the educator for physiology at Oracle. So, today we'll be briefly welcoming you and your progress. Uh, we'll be doing a bit of an orientation, and we'll talk about what exactly is Oracle and what are the features of Oracle and how it's going to help you. And then we'll go to schedule and the subject in general, what we're planning on doing, going ahead, and how to help you out. Okay. So we'll be discussing about the physiology, exam-based orientation. So the first question, why choose Auric? So right now, the vast majority of you have come in, and I first of all at the onset have to congratulate all of you for making it out here because many years back I was in a similar situation and it was quite gruesome. I remember how difficult it was. And eventually, after getting in, the first thought process for me was, okay, I've done it. Now let me relax for a while. But the truth is far from it because once you get into it, you are going to be flooded with ton of information and you have to keep going and meeting that pace, otherwise you're gonna lose the whole flow because no matter what, at some point you'll have to pay this debt. If you're not going to study at this point, at some point in the future, whether it is entrance time, PG time, you have to pay this debt and work extra hard at that point. So it's always better, I'd say, to start studying. You don't have to study a lot. Just 1 hour, 2 hour per day is more than enough at MBBS level. So that is where Oracle is coming in. Okay, so right now you're just, small babies like this who needs a lot of guidance. And why you have to choose Oracle is because this is the only app which is exclusive to MBBS undergraduate curriculum. I'm sure a lot of your seniors will, suggest a lot of apps to you to learn. And, I've seen a lot of my students also come and tell me about, subscribing to certain apps, but the expectation falls short because it is not meeting up to the expectation because that is curated for NEET PG entrance coaching per se. Okay, so while you are doing MBBS, who's going to teach you how to answer for your university exam, how to write the answers, understand what are the concepts you have to learn for the exam and for your life in general. So that is why Oracle is very important because it is exclusive to MBBS UG curriculum. Now, main thing about Oracle is it's about making your concepts clear. And this is not restricted only to entrance preparation, as I was talking earlier. The thing is, most of the entrance coaching that is done, you have to understand it is not the entire topics per se. Whatever questions are previously asked, most likely to be asked, there is only going to be discussion regarding those topics, not the entirety. So that shortcut will not help you as a doctor, will not help you in your university exams per se. So that is why you need a curated, tailored program that can help you for your examination in your undergraduate. Okay. Apart from this, just before the exam, you should know that, no matter how much you study well, ultimately for the exam, you need to prepare specifically for the exam in certain ways for you to actually fetch marks. So there'll be, quick revision based preparations in Oracle. There are also even mock exams for university. So there'll be, question papers which will be given, a discussion on that is going to be there. And one thing that I really feel like something that sets Oracle apart from most of the other apps is that you are able to interact with your teacher actually. Any doubts that you have, you can clarify live sessions. That is something that is, completely different And that sort of concept is something that, if you use it in the right way, is gonna help you out immensely. Okay. So again, Oracle has recorded sections. Okay, so these are pre-recorded sessions. Apart from that, live sessions are there, practical sessions are there. So these are all separate ones. Now, beyond all this, there is special examination modules which are there, and you can even subscribe to get hard copy book sets. So these pre-recorded sessions, usually these teachers are chief educators, and they have a lot of experience, and the entire uh, topic is divided and taught for you to understand the core concepts and to help you prepare. So, when I'm talking about physiology, so how I taken the classes, we start with the clinical discussion, understand what that concept is, why we are learning that, and then we'll go on to the topic. And mostly what I've covered is, bringing that fundamentals into the picture so that you can understand most of the things. And, I also try telling what kind of questions are usually asked, which is the essay, which are like short notes. Okay. So, recorded classes are there. You can watch it anytime at your convenience. Okay. Um, Apart from that, live sessions. So this live session is something, as I was telling you earlier, is that sets Oracle apart from all the other apps. So this is a regular session. Every week, throughout the week, you have classes, some point from 6 to 9, 10 in the night. So, based on, where you are lacking, you can decide what class to attend, certain topics you feel more difficult, you feel like you need to ask doubts, be in a proper class instead of a pre-recorded one, you can choose certain classes like this. And if you feel, for example, in your college, you're not, happy with whatever topics being taught, those topics, if you feel like you need to know more, again, you can attend the live sessions. So again, live sessions usually go on around 1 hour, and, in-depth coverage of that topic will be there. Again, there will be inclusion of, some sort of polls, interactive MCQs. And again, at the end of the session, at the beginning of the session, you are free to clear your doubts, ask any doubts that you have. Okay, and you don't have to feel even shy because nobody's seeing you per se. You just have to type it out and it's out there for you to discuss. Right? So again, live sessions are app based and is also, sometimes broadcast through YouTube per se. You can use it for doubt clearing, for interaction with the educator, and for regular theory sessions also there are live sessions that are there throughout the year. Apart from that, when exams are nearing, we have rapid revision series and also mock exam live sessions where the question paper will be given, pattern will be given, and based on that, discussion will be there. They'll tell you, okay, this is a 10-mark question, this is how you're supposed to write, don't write all this, these are the points you need to focus on. Okay, and that is very important for you to fetch marks because nobody teaches you this per se. Somehow, examiners get a key, they expect you to know, but sometimes the question isn't that obvious that you know how to do this. Okay, and because of this, a lot of students lose mark. Instead of 10 marks, they get, 8 marks, 7 marks, because they didn't figure out that, this point should be added over there. This is expected. So this is where all of this is very important. Now, apart from this, there is also an express exam module which is there. So the thing about express exam module is that the entirety of the topic subject per se is covered in less than 20 hours. So since it is covered in less than 20 hours, you can quickly go through it and help you prepare for the exam, where emphasis is laid out on how to answer the question, what are the important topics. So just remember that, just before the exam, what students usually do is they go to their seniors, get down the important points, get it started. I remember doing this in college. Now, just imagine the same thing. Instead of going to a senior, you're going to an actual teacher who is teaching this for many years, who's been seeing many questions. Okay, so it's not just a senior, a faculty which is doing the exact same thing to you, and emphasizing on what are the important points you have to learn instead of telling everything, just the important points, and what you can skip. You have the idea of skipping, and how to write the exam. Again, that is a very important thing. What are the points that you have to write, and what diagrams you have to draw. All of this is expressed over here. Okay, so that is your examination module that we're talking about. Now, apart from that, there is, at higher versions of your subscription plans, one-to-one doubt clearing sessions are there, where you can, go one-on-one, even with live session. If you're feeling shy and you feel like you have a dumb question, people feel that. So in this, you can actually go and, one-on-one, clear doubts, ask questions through booking personalized doubt clearing sessions. Now, apart from this, again, there are at higher subscription plans, hard copy notes are there. So these hard copy notes are there for your anatomy, physiology, biochem, as well as practical. So these are handmade uh, notes which are made with MCQs, fill in the blanks, match the following, um, some important questions that have come in the previous universities. Diagrams are there, beautiful diagrams are there. All right. So this actually, and there are certain extra things like fun zone and all that. So it's quite interactive. So if you feel like, okay, your textbooks that are recommended to you, like Gyan and you find it difficult to, okay, understand everything out of it, you can keep this along with you, which can help you out in the future to simplify everything. And then you can again go back to your main textbook just for the reference to understand and correlate everything. Okay, so hard copy notes are also available. Now, apart from this, so again, as I was telling you in the beginning, there are a lot of NEET PG coaching apps which are available. Now, the NEET PG coaching apps, again, I'm trying to emphasize this to you, are meant for NEET PG, next PG. Okay. They are not going to help you for your university exam or for your UG. They just leave blanks in between, just important things, that is all that is covered. Okay. So it doesn't really make sense to get start preparations for that while you're still doing a UG without understanding the basics completely. Okay, so for those of you who want that extra, you're still, worried about your entrance coaching, the app Auricle also has a question bank with MCQs of different difficulty. There is a beginner, medium, expert level difficulties are there. And these MCQs are not only curated for your university exam, but also for your NEET PG, next PG that's coming, FMG. So all of these exams are also taken into account. These question banks include questions from previously asked all of these examinations. So now again, you don't have to worry about having two, three subscriptions, because at your level in first year, it doesn't make any sense. Your main thing that you have to focus on is basically your university exam with extra things which is also included in the app. And apart from that, we have the practical sessions as well. So the practical sessions are divided into various topics, okay, which I'll talk about a little later. So over there, what are the questions that are usually asked? How to go about, what are the things that you have to study? So like that, a discussion on practical sessions will be there. And of course, at some point before the exam also, the practical oriented live sessions are also going to be there in case you have doubts. Okay, you want to know more what exactly you have to study and emphasize on all of that. If you want to know, that is also there. So these are the various subscription plans that are available. So we have the foundation plan, which is for 3 months. So that is 1999. Uh, Pre-recorded sessions or the live sessions are included. The exam module that I was talking about is included. Practical sessions are included, as well as the question bank. What is not there in that is basically your hard copy of the notes and that one-on-one doubt clearing session. Now, if you want those, you will have to subscribe for the 6-month plan. That includes all of that. Apart from that, there are also plans for 1 year. And if you feel like, you want something for the entirety of your UG, all of the years, you can go for the ultimate MBBS plan because apart from first year, second year, third year, fourth year, all of these years, if you still feel like, okay, Oracle is the way to go and you need guidance and you're happy with whatever is going on, then feel free to get the ultimate MBBS plan that will help you out throughout your MBBS course. And you can use my subscription code DR Shakthinag 20 and you'll get a 20% discount on subscription. Okay. Now we'll come to physiology. So this orientation program that we have, once you understood what is Oracle, now we'll come to the topic physiology and how I am going to help you through these various sessions. Okay, so just an orientation as to what we are going to teach, how the whole schedule setup, everything is going to happen. So before we start, just want to show you this one particular writing. Okay, so before we even start at the orientation itself, I'm going to teach you something in general physiology from the outset. So this person is Claude Bernard. Claude Bernard is the father of physiology. Okay, so he had done a lot of work regarding homeostasis. So this is something you're going to learn in general physiology. So I'm starting to teach you now only. So he was uh, the person who actually brought in the concept of physiology and the importance of it. So in the clinics, physician sees a patient and observes. Okay, but that alone cannot help him understand what is the nature of the disease. So then what happened? People started, going into dissection. That led to anatomical discoveries. Okay, but even that was not enough to, understand everything. So something else was missing. So now what we have to do is, compare what is normal from your abnormal state. So that is where the emphasis on your physicochemical conditions which are happening inside the body, which basically contributes to what you call life. Okay, so that is where your physiology is coming to play. Physiology is what helps you understand how the processes are occurring. So anatomy, the structural limits, molecular level biochemical reactions, that is your biochemistry. Now, taking everything together and making a flow chart as to how everything is connected, how everything is working, that is basically your physiology. And that is the most beautiful subject I feel in your first year. You understand physiology, you understand medicine. You understand physiology, you understand pharmacology. So everything is interconnected. You understand physiology, you understand your general pathology. So physiology forms the basis to understand everything. So these are the various topics that we'll be covering in physiology. So there are various series which are there in live sessions. We'll start with your general physiology, nerve muscle physiology. So both the general physiology and nerve muscle physiology is what we usually start off with, along with hematology. Okay, so in your initial examination, mostly it'll be your general physiology, nerve muscle physiology, hematology. Now, once that is done, we'll go to your cardiovascular system and your respiratory system. They start hand in hand because there is a lot of interconnection between them. So this, part of cardiovascular, part of respiratory with the first 3 chapters is what will be there for your first semester exam. So before that, again, we'll start live sessions for your exam revisions as well. We'll have timetable where all of these topics will be taught to you. Okay, for example, I'm just going to show you a brief outline of what we planned. For example, you can see on 28/9, General Physiology 1 is going to start. 29/9, General Physiology, the second lecture is going to be there. And later next week, around 6:10, you have General Physiology 3. And then on 7th, your CVS is starting. So there are different sessions for CVS. So every week you have like 2 classes like this, where in a matter of 2 weeks, we're going to finish, 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to finish one topic. So CVS is done. Then we'll start hematology. Okay. So you can see here, these are different dates where hematology are there. And then we're going to start respiratory. So this is still, November. So this system which is going, you'll have an idea by December, your respiratory system is going to end. Okay, so under these topics which I just told you, general physiology, nerve muscle, hematology, cardiovascular, and respiratory, by December, we're planning to finish it off. So that when you're going to appear for the exam, everything is covered in the live sessions. And there will be live sessions to help you prepare specifically for the exams as well separately at that point. And after that is done, your next semester is going to start where we'll be talking about GIT, renal system, endocrine physiology, reproductive physiology, and central nervous system. And at the end of it all, third semester usually includes your reproductive parts of endocrine and CNS. Some bit of overlap is there. In different colleges, slight differences will be there. Okay. At the end of it all, there are certain integrated topics which have been included in your CBME curriculum. So in this, it's very important. A lot of questions come from these topics. So these topics are specifically in a separate section called integrated because it requires the knowledge of multiple systems. I'm just going to give you an example. Say, for example, we are talking about your exercise physiology. To understand exercise, you have to understand cardiovascular. You have to understand your muscle. You have to understand your nerve. You have to understand your respiratory system. On top of that, you have to understand how your blood circulation is happening in your hematology. Sweating, body volumes. So you have to understand cardiovascular, body fluid. You have to understand renal system. You have to understand parts of your nervous system. Okay. So, and general physiology as well. So for one topic, you require the knowledge of multiple topics. That is why these integrated topics are kept towards the end, and that requires multiple separate topics, which again, I'm going to guide through it, and pre-recorded sessions are also available on all of these topics, according to CBME curriculum, whatever is required. Okay. Now, beyond that, practical sessions are there. That is also pre-recorded is there. Live sessions also are going to be there, especially just before the exam to guide you through the exam process. So basically your practical sessions will be divided under these 4 headings. Again, slight differences must be there between different colleges and universities, but in general, this is the outline. 1, hematology practicals. So you'll spend a large portion of your first year UG trying to prick each other and do all these hematology practicals. Okay, the counting of that, looking under the microscope and all of that. So that is a separate set of hematology. Then apart from that, you have human experiments. So human experiments include whatever experimentation you're going to do on a fellow human being, apart from hematology, that is. So, for example, taking pulse, taking your blood pressure, looking at the field of vision, checking for fatigue in an intact human being. So like this ECG. Okay, so many experiments are there like that. So all of them come under human experiments. Okay, even vitellography where you blow in and look at the lung volume. So all of these experiments are human experiments. Then we have your, I'm just going to skip it now, there'll be clinical examination. So this is where we start teaching you how to examine a subject. What is the right way to go on and examine a subject? Okay, so in clinical examination, different headings are there. Your cardiovascular system is there, your respiratory system is there, your GIT is there, CNS is there. So based on where the problem is in the future, you have to understand, at least in a normal person, how to examine. So you basically have to just know how to examine and a few questions related to it. Okay, the right methods. So this basically is the entirety of your practical. Apart from that, Vivas also there, but that is again theory. And some places have your spotters as well. Okay, where different charts are kept and you have to identify stuff. What I did not mention earlier is this thing called amphibian graph. In some colleges, a heading of black charts is given. So again, this is where a lot of difference happens between colleges. So this can be kept only in spotters. Some places it can be kept separately as a separate table section. Okay, so there is a lot of difference between various colleges when you talk about these amphibian graphs. But even that is discussed in pre-recorded sessions. We'll have a session of this also before the exam. Don't worry about it. Um, and the whole point of this amphibian graph is to help you understand certain aspects of your nerve muscle physiology. So although this is outdated, we still teach this because a lot of it is going to help you out in understanding concepts of your nerve muscle physiology in theory. Okay, so that is all the topics that we are going to do in practical sessions. So I want you to understand these two aspects of Auricle. Okay, so throughout the year, I'm there along with Auricle to help you understand on one side the concepts throughout the year, pre-recorded sessions or live sessions, or through the MCQs which are available, through the study material fun zones, or through personalized counseling sessions throughout the year. The entire concepts that you need to grasp is there. And apart from this, on the other hand, there is also a special exam-oriented preparation, which goes beyond just concepts, but to specifically help you guide through the process of preparing for the exam. Where again, pre-recorded session of revision series is there, which we had talked about earlier. Live sessions are there, which are also curated for rapid revision. And again, mock examination, paper discussion, where we'll be teaching you how to answer the question paper. So again, two prongs are there for Oracle. And just another thing I want you to remember. So this person, Helmholtz, he did a lot of work on color vision. So to understand, help him out in physiology, for the sake of his physiology, he started learning physics. Now, to understand physics, you need more knowledge in mathematics. Now, this guy, learning all this just for the understanding of physiology, ended up becoming an expert in all three. Okay, so what I need you to understand is, finally, for the university, when you prepare, ultimate goal is this, to become a doctor. I want you to remember that clearly. This is the ultimate goal. Okay, not next PG, not your university exam, none of it. Your ultimate goal should be to become a good doctor or a surgeon, whatever you're aiming for in life. To get there, whatever you need to learn, in order to understand something, you have to learn. And that is what is going to set you apart. Okay, you should never be like, okay, only physiology, only this, CVS is this. Okay, respiratory is separate. Don't put such distinctions. You learn one topic. In order to understand that topic, if you learn physics behind it, you learn the mathematics behind it, you learn the biochemistry behind it, you learn the anatomy and physiology, then you go to pathology, you learn everything holistically. That is when your knowledge is gonna grow. And we are here along with you throughout the entirety of your UG curriculum to help you out in going through the right direction. And for this, you need to ask a question why all the time. Okay. And I just want to end this by stating something that, is very close to my heart. This is one quote that I keep telling myself whenever things go down. Because I assure you this, in your 4 or 5 years of MBBS, you are gonna go down so low at some points. You'll be lost. You have no idea what you're doing. You might be studying, you may not be getting marks. Things can go bad. You can be, completely lost. This is one part of life where you're trying to figure out everything in life. So it matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the soul. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. So what this tries to tell you is, no matter what, ultimately, your fate is decided by you. If you do not study now, at some point, after 5 years, you will have to, stress out and study like anything for 1, 2 years. You'll have to repeat. Then you'll get a PG. After you get PG, if you didn't study well enough, you still won't have a knowledge at that time. You'll have to study extra hard those 3 years to make up for what you didn't do. Or you can study now regularly and within 1 year get PG or whatever. And your life isn't only about PG and that particular rule. There are different rules. Once you are in MBBS, you have different routes to go about. Okay. So ultimately, if things start feeling down, you do not understand where you're headed, you can think about the gratitude that the patients are going to give you. And that by itself sometimes is more than enough. If not that, you can actually even go to research. A lot of you, after this, can just do your PhDs, do research, go abroad, be in India, doesn't matter. Okay, so you can go in completely different direction that way. Or you can be like me, passionate about teaching, something that, makes me really happy at the end of the day when I teach. So you can do that. You can go to conferences, present, different parts are there when you talk about your MBBS course. So at the beginning of that, we're just here to help you out through the whole of this. Okay, so please feel free to check out the app. Get it on Google Store. It's also there on Apple Store. And please follow the social media handles for Auricle on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Telegram. And what I have to specifically mention here is through the Telegram account. What I'm understanding is, notes, question papers, all these discussions happen in these social media handles that we're talking about. All right. So thank you for watching. And I hope we have a good year ahead. Okay, can I end the session?